What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Smackdown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including bad news for Rey Mysterio, Vince McMahon's surgery is life-altering, is Britt Baker under fire, Dominik is a real menace, Roman Reigns' blunder on Smackdown, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. As always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, LA Knight eviscerates Hit Row. LA Knight destroyed Hit Row on the mic, delighting the fans and stealing the show. Whether it was Knight calling Top Dollar Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, LA Knight answering Top Dollar's Who Better Than Top Dollar with Lotta Lotta, or talking about the tingling B-Fab's loins for him, Knight provided fans with an instant mic classic. While this trash talk is reminiscent of The Rock, it's important to remember that there was plenty of similar trash talking before the People's Champion. It's just that he took things to a new level. Knight seems to be on the same course. Number 2, Bloodline Build-Up. If ever the saying, "it's about the journey not the destination" was true applied to the storyline, it's Jey Uso vs Roman Reigns' battle for supremacy of the Bloodline. As much as fans want to believe Jey Uso will defeat the Tribal Chief at SummerSlam, it's just not gonna happen, short of head-spinning 180-degree turn in creative. Still, the WWE has done a masterful job with the build-up, everyone involved has played their parts well, and the fans are on the edge of their seats. Number 3, Santos Escobar wins. It was good to see Santos Escobar earning a title shot against Austin Theory for the US Championship, even though the match was halted due to Rey Mysterio's apparent injury. Well, more about that in the news. Rumor has it that Santos was booked to win the match clean, and it's a big achievement, especially if the rumors of the WWE having a Latino champion prove true. Escobar is an outstanding talent with plenty of potential and could become a prominent star with the right push and a little luck. Number 4, Karrion Kross push. Karrion Kross had a dominant win last night, and while it was against Carl Anderson, whose push has been always hit and miss, it was a sign that WWE may be finally investing in Kross. Karen and Scarlett are two of WWE's most underutilized talents, and both can do so much more at a higher level. Number 5, WWE doing a great job hyping Money in the Bank briefcase. They've done a great job rebuilding the Money in the Bank briefcase, restoring much needed faith into it. Io Sky continues to menace Asuka with the Empress of Tomorrow, having no idea when or where Sky may strike. They've done this with the Mr. Money in the Bank Damian Priest, but the women's briefcase has never seemed so dangerous as it does with Sky, partly because she's the only second winner not to cash it in immediately, but more importantly because of the WWE's brilliant booking. Number 6, what's Bobby Lashley's game? What is Lashley's endgame? Fans have an idea, but the WWE has kept them in suspense as to who's going to join them and what it will take to woo them to the Almighty's way of thinking. Last night, Bobby tempted the Street Profits with high-end suits. This isn't something that fans see much of with Montez and Angelo, so a change of attire is a good symbol of a potential shift in attitude. They also did well by using the segment to name drop Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, preparing fans for their eventual call-up to the main roster. And Grayson Waller is amazing. Grayson Waller has quickly established himself on the main roster as nothing short of amazing, both irritating and entertaining fans with his promos and delivering in the ring. Waller is in the express lane to the top, and last night's confrontation and subsequent match with Jey Uso was another reminder. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, whatever happened to Austin Theory? Austin Theory has gone from the top act on Raw to an afterthought on SmackDown. His meandering feud against Sheamus hasn't helped, and the WWE seems to have him in a holding pattern until Santos Escobar beats him for the belt, or so it seems. Whatever happened to A-Town? Number 2, can they coexist? Duh. Or when in doubt, go with the can they coexist trope when you need a quick storyline to pad out the show. This was seen again last night as world title rivals Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair teamed up despite Belair's reluctance, proving the WWE's creative team can still phone it in with the best of them, and jobbing Chelsea and Sonya. It looks like the rumors that WWE thinks Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville can re-energize the Women's Tag Team Championship aren't true, at least judging by Charlotte and Bianca's win over the champs. It would have been so much better to have the champs take advantage of Flair and Belair's uneasy alliance to get the win, albeit tainted, over two top stars rather than looking like enhancement talent. Now, there was no downright ugly as SmackDown had a few missteps, but nothing that took away from the show. Nonetheless, the WWE needs to be consistent with its booking to make SmackDown must-see TV from start to finish. What do you guys think of the blue brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at bad news for Rey Mysterio. Atop of today's news is the question of whether Rey Mysterio was injured during his match against Santos Escobar. The initial reports were that it was a work, but according to Fightful Select, Fightful sources confirmed late Friday that Rey Mysterio's spot on Smackdown was not storyline as originally suspected. We've learned that Santos Escobar was actually supposed to win the match clean, and an audible was called and the match was ended. In addition, there was a backstage segment follow-up that was planned that had to be nixed. We send our best wishes to Rey Mysterio for his speedy recovery. Next up, Vince McMahon's surgery is life-altering. The news coming in concerning Vince McMahon's spinal surgery, as TMZ Sports reported yesterday that Mr. McMahon underwent spinal surgery last week. Whilst details are scarce, it's believed that the surgery was considered life-altering, at least according to a report from Sean Ross Sapp, and lasted over 4 hours. The good news is that the surgery reportedly went well and he's recovering at home. There's no word on a time frame for McMahon's recovery, but again, we're wishing him a fast recovery. Next up, Britt Baker under fire. What's going on with AEW's women's division, and which AEW star did a prominent indie wrestler call out in a tweet? While the division has never been a highlight of AEW's programming, the recent influx of talent such as Saraya, Toni Storm and Ruby Soho, as well as the elevation of Jamie Hayter and improvement by Britt Baker and Chris Statlander had some fans beginning to enjoy the women's matches. Recent complaints on social media about Wednesday's Britt Baker vs Taya Valkyrie match and a prominently displayed sign that read "Book the women's division better" reignited a debate over the quality of the women's division. Women's wrestler Lufisto tweeted, "It's cute how people blame booking for a bad women's division. Talent with too much power, talent denigrating each other, talent trash-talking potential employees so they never get in as soon as they walk in. It starts here. The one you called effing French-Canadian asshole." Sean Ross Sapp discussed her bad experience in AEW, saying, "Yes, there is truth to it. There's somebody that tried to hold her down and trash talked about her. There's a lot of trash talking within the locker room. It's something I've constantly heard about over the last couple of years." Inquiring minds want to know who allegedly gave her a hard time. Sapp commented, "I can't point fingers and say who. A lot of people pointed the finger at Britt and said, 'You talk trash about Thunder Rosa.' Listen, there's a lot of that going on there." This isn't the first time AEW's problem with its locker room has come up, as while wrestling is no different than any other workplace, reports on backstage incidents have some questioning whether the promotion's locker room is toxic. Sapp continued noting apparently AEW was considering her for a role as a coach, but that something may have changed AEW management's mind. And there was a not so good situation that I'm of the belief emerged from a ton of miscommunication that didn't help her out when she came in there. What do you think the problem is, or problems plaguing AEW's women's division? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Dominik Mysterio is a menace. Will Dominik Mysterio ever reconcile with his father? Well, the current North American champion was asked this during an appearance on Up NXT, responding, "Will you ever reconcile with your dad? I dream about that every night. Sometimes it keeps me up and I can't sleep, but because he's no longer with us, rest in peace, Eddie. I do what I can at this point." And just when you think Dirty Dom can't sink any lower, he delivers a whopper like this. Next up, another Bout book for SummerSlam. It looks like WWE's growing trend towards getting big money sponsors continues, as they've announced a Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal for the biggest party of the summer, with Austin Theory and Sheamus already announced as entrants. This follows rumors that WWE intends to add Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley as well. Next up, Xavier Woods discusses New Day return. Where have the New Day been? Well, rumor had it that the popular trio might make a non-wrestling appearance at WrestleMania 39, but Kofi Kingston's ankle injury may have sidelined that. Nonetheless, the group has been very busy. Xavier Woods recently spoke with Josh Martinez on Superstar Crossover, explaining, "So Kofi had an ankle injury, right? So during the draft came over to Raw and had some matches with Dom. And then I've been just getting big at home, dude. I've been getting huge. I've been doing Dungeons and Dragons appearances. We're doing USFL appearances. And there's a thing. So we haven't been on TV in a minute. Like a month, 2 months, maybe? But the thing that people don't see is all the stuff we do outside the ring, and we've been working relentlessly on so many other things. And so we'll be back in due time. And finally, Roman Reigns' blunder. Last but not least, Roman Reigns apparently couldn't wait to get in the ring soon enough to attack Jey Uso on Smackdown. Unfortunately, the head of the table tripped on his way towards the ring, something eagle-eyed fans caught. Reigns showed why he's a pro, quickly regaining his balance just in time to set things up to take a spear from Cousin Jey. But there you have it, folks, our look at Smackdown as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.